My name is Shoula Romano Horing. I'm an Israeli born and raised, and I am Israel's warrior for the truth. Please join me as warriors for Israel in this YouTube channel of OH Israel, where every week I will comment and provide you with the facts about politics, history of Israel and the Middle East, but also about Israeli archaeology, places, achievements, and daily life. I am an attorney, a law professor, opinion columnist, radio talk show host, and a national public speaker. Since 1993, I have written many op-ed columns in many American, Israeli, and Jewish newspapers and in online news outlets about Israel, the Middle East, and about the strategic threats to Israel, the United States, and the West. For 10 years, I was the host of a weekly radio talk show called Oh Jerusalem, during which I interview many experts and public figures from all over the world about the Middle East and Israel. I have been a national speaker for the last 25 years, speaking in over 100 communities around the US, Israel, and Canada. For me as an Israeli, the country's most impressive achievement as it's celebrating its 70th birthday is that the modern Israel has not only survived attacks by its many Arab and Muslim enemies, but has also prospered in roughly the same location and site of the ancient Israelite state, the Jewish kingdoms of Israel and Judea. In 72, the Common Era, the 1,100 years old Jewish state with Jerusalem as its capital, with the Second Temple as its spiritual and religious center, was invaded, conquered, and destroyed by the Roman Empire. Now the new modern Jewish state is celebrating 70 years of existence, while the Roman Empire, as well as many other conquerors of the land of Israel during the last 3,000 years, have disappeared. If past history is an indicator of future events, the Jewish state will outlast its modern enemies who rose during the last century to destroy it and become even more powerful than one could possibly imagine. For over 3,000 years, the land of Israel has come under the rule and conquest of many empires such as the Babylonians, Ashurian, Persian, Greeks, Romans, Byzantine, Arab Caliphate, Crusader, Mamluk, Ottoman, and the British. But it is only the Jews who have continuously inhabited the area, and the only ones who have ever established an independent state with its capital in Jerusalem. The underlying truth is that Israel is the only nation in the world that is governing itself in the same territory under the same name and with the same religion and same language as it did 3,000 years ago with the first Jewish army since the Roman time. The underlying truth about the Middle East conflict is that there was never an Arab or Muslim state in the area west of the Jordan River, and Jerusalem was never a capital of any Arab or Muslim or any other state except the Jewish state. The truth is that there was never an Arab or Muslim state called Palestine anywhere in the Middle East, and there were never Arab people who were called Palestinians till after Israel was created. Leading up to Israel's independence in 1948, it was common for the international press to label Jews, not Arab, living in the British Mandate as Palestinians. My mother, in her British ID in 1936, was called a Palestinian, and the Jerusalem Post was called Palestine Post. It was not until years later, after the Israeli independence in 1948, that the Arabs living in the West Bank and Gaza Strip were called Palestinians. The word Palestine or Philistine and Jerusalem did not appear in the Quran, but the terms Judea and Israel and Jerusalem appear in the Jewish Bible thousands of times. The truth is that for the last 70 years, there was so much fake news and fake history repeatedly delivered by an hostile and biased media, repeating the fake history and news provided daily to them by the Arab state. The Western media took the side of the enemies of the Jewish state who have created a parallel and fake history as a cover-up to their anti-Semitic hatred and their wish for Israel's destruction. Since the 1967 Six-Day War, when Israel dared to fight back and dared to win and defeat in a self-defensive war, 5 invading Arab armies meant to destroy the media, the United Nations, in Europe, and the world turned on Israel. This despite the fact that the Arabs attacked the Jewish state in 1967 while the Arabs were in possession of the so-called disputed territories of the West Bank, Judea and Samaria, and the Eastern Jerusalem, or what they called them, occupied territories. It seems that the media prefers Jews to be victims but not warriors. The media chose to portray those enemies who are enemies of free speech, free press, and rule of law as the victims and not the aggressors. They chose to portray Israel, which is the only democracy in the Middle East, with rule of law, freedoms, and civil rights protection, as the evil one. Inaccurate and distorted accounts of events in Israel and the Middle East are to be found everywhere. Frequently inaccurate, distorted characterization of Israel and events in the Middle East fuel anti-Israel and anti-Jewish prejudice. Media misrepresentation of events in the Middle East poses an immediate danger to Israel's security, but also for the integrity and vitality of American democracy. The answer to false speech is not silence, but more true speech. The answer to half-truth is full truth. The answer to hate and prejudice are facts and information and knowledge spoken vocally in every public stage and forum. The bad and ugly news is that Israel still resides in the most dangerous and unstable neighborhood in the world, facing many enemies who wish to destroy it. But the beautiful news is that so many of us are aware of the truth and are ready to fight back. I'm Shoula Romano Horing. Please join me in the information war for the truth. No more fake news. Are you ready for the next 70 years? Are you ready to join me in OH Israel channels of YouTube?